I'm taking communications class. I'm not good at it.
Clearly. John, do you want to put a subtitle for what he just said there? Thanks, John.
No, John, no subtitles. Edit that out. Wait, put it in Greek as Greek subtitles.
In Arabic writing.
Yeah. I was in my communications class, it's a speech class, and we were supposed to talk about a great thing that's happened to us and a worst thing that's happened to us. And one student, her worst thing was that her parents fed her pet rabbit. And I don't understand that. She said that her parents fed her the rabbit and said it was chicken so that she would eat it, but then she said it tasted funny, and then afterward they told her it was a rabbit. I don't know, like, she didn't give us anything else to work with. Like, did her parents lose
That was the whole speech, just like my mom and dad.
No, it wasn't a speech. It wasn't a speech. It was an activity.
Did she get a good grade?
Probably. But basically, she didn't give us anything to work with or anything.
She got a C for chicken.
She didn't give us anything to assume. She just said that, like, oh, she didn't say anything like, oh, my parents are out of a job and we couldn't afford any food. I'd get that. It's still kind of weird, but I'd get that. She didn't give us anything to work with. That's all she told us. And the best part is, or I'm just racist. Actually, take that out. So the next person in class, like, immediately afterward, said that she has, like, an animal she's obsessed with every month. And of course, it's the rabbit.
It's part of her now.
Oh, God.
This is taking a step in the
You and Fluffy have become one.
She has like rabbit powers, right?
That's my question. Like, I mean, I know rabbit's like a thing that people eat, but what the hell?
It's a pet.
That's your kid's. You can't just take your kid's pet and be like,
It says it all.
okay.
Some like weird pitch shifter on it.
Salutations. So, many of you probably don't know that I just recently started working at Lucille's Smokehouse Barbecue. I better see a reflection of that in my paycheck. So,
Don't edit that out.
So, I don't know if anybody like watching this has worked in retail before, but I don't work in retail. Has worked in the service industry before, but you run into some interesting people. And recently, I was working a shift as a seater, and this dude walks in and he puts his name in and everything, and he's just standing in the front looking around. And the only thing that seemed interesting about him was that he was like 7 foot tall, white dude with red hair. And he had on Ray-Bans and a hat, and he just looked kind of out of it. And I was like, man, that guy is tall.
John, put up a graphic of that guy.
CJ, draw the graphic of that guy.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll continue while he draws it. So the dude is just waiting in line. What do you know? Whatever. He's waiting up at the front, and eventually I come across the card that says his name, and I pick it up and I say, Jerry, is there a Jerry up here? And the guy looks at me and he goes, Jerry! And I was like, alright, does that mean you're Jerry? Like, okay. So I get Jerry and I take him over to his table, and Jerry gives me this look as though he's extremely upset with the placement of where he's supposed to sit. And he's like, yo man, I can't be sitting next to no fish and oysters. And I'm looking, that's exactly, I was imagining him doing that in my head. But he's like, I can't be sitting next to no fish and oysters, man. And I was like, oh, is there... I'm looking around the restaurant, there's not a single fish and or oyster within the vicinity. And that was when Jerry shot her in the face. And I was like, Jerry!
Damn! That was the most intense wow!
I was like, Jerry!
Whoa! Where the hell? Where did this come from? It's delicious.
And that's the story of Jerry. Oh, I forgot the part where he comes out of the bathroom and stands on the bar for like 20 minutes pointing at the beer caps on the wall and be like, that's Budweiser. That's Pacifico. That's my beer, yo. Like, he explained every bottle cap to this man who kept looking at me for help, and I was like, I'm not coming to help you, sir. You can just bond with Jerry.
If it's called string cheese, do you think we can make clothes out of it?
If you want people eating off of you.
Well, yeah.
Coney 2014, guys, we can do it.
Start the bullying.
Coney for president.
2014. We can do it.
No, I don't know. I thought that was gonna be a big thing, but whatever. Anyway, ah! off, John. I really love the way
And
you
it just
sped that
starts
part
raining.
up.
So, I'm taking a poli-sci class this semester, and it started out pretty good. You know, my teacher's like totally left, but you know it's all right because he does give the right side, and I'm kind of left too, so it's all fine. But he says the same thing every day, and he's not important anymore. What's really important is this guy who came into class every day. He looked like he was like the dude from Big Lebowski. And he just wore like Hawaiian t-shirts and like tank tops underneath and then like shorts and sandals every day. And he seemed like a normal like college guy. And then one day he comes in and like the beginning of class he's like shh to everyone behind him. And I was like, okay man, do you like poli-sci that much? Alright, whatever. And then like halfway through class, teacher says something like, Darwinism is from Charles Darwin. He stands up and he's like, oh my god, you blew my mind! Blowing my mind, man! I gotta go take a walk! He just gets up, takes a walk, just leaves the classroom, and everyone's like, what the f-? Okay, so he gets back, and like, he sits there, and everyone's like, is he cool now? Like, what just happened? So, like, he just keeps on, like, just shouting out random things, but the teacher has, like, trying to agree with him in any way possible just so he doesn't, like, murder the entire class. Maybe he would, I don't know, like...
You blew my mind! Now I'm gonna blow your mind.
I don't know, it was just the weirdest guy, and he hasn't been back to class since, so he either completely left or was dropped.
His mind was blown, John. He's probably dead.
He learned everything he ever needed to know, every conceivable fact about poli-sci. So, same class, Puli-C. There's this girl, well, we're giving a presentation, my group, at the bottom of it's a lecture hall, so we're at the bottom, and like she's way up at the top, and we're talking about global warming, because that was our chapter. And it was a cold day out, so she's all like, I can prove this science with science, and more science. And she goes, how can global warming be real if it's cold outside?
The only thing that could have made that moment any better is if that dude came in and was like, "You're blowing my mind."
It is cold out here.
It is cold. The globe's not warm. It's freezing.
So like everyone just starts laughing in class. I don't know if she understands that we were laughing at her or what, but like I was just bursting up laughing, and the teacher was laughing too. And then he was like, he tried to like save it by going like, yeah, some people think that, and you know, okay, let's go on, let's forget about that. It was hilarious. God, and then aliens attacked.
That's one of my favorite things about
Aliens attacking?
No, professors.
Oh.
Is like when people say stuff that's just not right, they can't just be like, get out. Just go home.
They should.
But, I mean, like, I've had one professor ever do that, and it was the most awkward, because then, like, no one else wanted to participate for the rest of the semester.
Yeah.
But, like, when you have people that are like, well, the Nazis didn't believe that Jews were bad, you're like, oh no, yeah, they did.
Whoa.
Like, how do you respond to that? It's kind of the opposite of the historical fact.
John, put a Nazi flag up.
John, don't do that. Light it on fire.
Okay.
Thanks, John.
I mean,
Distinguish it.
good job, John.
Extinguish it.
Distinguish, make it
Damn
more
it!
prominent.
And then extinguish it.
So they're on spring break right now. I'm not because Easter religion or something. Good job, college.
You know who else is on spring break?
Who?
Jerry.
Has he ever been on spring break?
He's
Has he
spring
ever-
break all day. He is James Franco's character from Spring Breakers. Except he had orange hair. He didn't have put the graphic up again, John. That's exactly what he looked
Brad,
like.
did you see that movie?
With orange hair?
Sonic the Hedgehog.
With
Sans Sonic the Hedgehog's
With orange
face.
hair?
Just with orange hair, yeah.
Okay.
Did I see Spring Breakers? No, that looked awful.
I see it.
Did anyone see it besides
Carl?
Dreams.
Edit that part out.
Edit that part louder.
Put Carl
friend-
really loud over
heard-
that name.
I heard my friend Male talking to my other friend Male. I'm not saying who they are because you know them both. And one of them was like,
Wait, was it Keith?
I'm not telling you. Who
Was it Keith?
Who the hell is Keith?
Go on.
Go along with
Edit-
it.
No, I want to leave this in.
No, go on too.
Oh, one of them said, dude, my girlfriend asked me if I wanted to see that movie. Score!
Why?
Spring Breakers?
Do you know anything about that movie?
Well, yeah, it's got Selena Gomez
Oh.
in a bikini.
It has whore and
Like,
whore and whore
yeah.
and whore and a dude. And whore.
James Franco is not a
James
whore.
Franco was
and
stuck.
for you to call Vanessa
James
Hudgens a dude,
Franco
that's offensive.
Was stuck in between Vanessa Hudgens and Selena Gomez for 127 hours. He had to cut his off.
Cut is Carl.
Con.
Can we talk about that last episode of The Walking Dead though?
Spoiler alert.
Why?
My
It's
teacher wouldn't
amazing.
shut up about it. I was like, I'm so glad I saw it, because if anyone didn't see it, he was like, in lab, which wasn't, it was right before our class, he was like, did anyone see the new Walking Dead? Man, cannibals! It's probably cannibals! I think it's cannibals! And then I got in class and like, out of nowhere, he's just like, cannibals! Anyone see Walking Dead? Man, earthquakes! I haven't, cannibals!
Should we undo this? Oh, yeah,
You should
shit.
put this. You should just put that in.
Hey.
It's too many. We have too many clips where you. Too many clips where you guys make that noise.
Oh, look at that.
That is.
The thing John edited in right there.
Fuck!
So in my composition class, which is only the worst class ever, we're supposed to turn in a paper. It's an essay, of course, and it has our name and the date and the period, which is like the time it is because it's college. There's no periods exactly, and the professor's name. And my professor's name is Professor Fox, but someone put Mr. Fod.
Like FOD?
F-O-D-D.
Oh.
Two Ds.
In what way did they think that was his name?
Oh, someone on their paper put that.
Yeah, someone put that as the professor's name. Not even professor. Not the first name. Mr. Fod. F-O-D-D. Two Ds. I'm glad that you put that in Word right here on screen, John.
Yeah, thank you. That's pretty ornate. Did you do that by hand? There were guys in my class though talking about my professor's name because it's Sub Hash Rajput,
That's right.
and these guys were in there and they're like, "Oh my god, man, his name's Sub Hash. I wonder if he smokes hash." And I was like, "What?
I didn't know hash was a
What?
drug.
What? It's marijuana, but like,
Oh.
what? How do you hear the name Subash and be like, Sub Hash? Wonder if he smokes weed, just please? Like, what?
I don't know what people think.
Do you think the first Easter was on 420 and that's why it's about a bunny? Like, because everyone wonders why the hell.
Wait, was it Easter when that girl had to eat her rabbit?
Probably not.
That would have been nice. But yeah, no, I think 420 and Easter coinciding is just beautiful.
What do you think? The first one. That's why they make it. They made it Easter when it brings us candy. Gotta be.
That makes sense.
Okay, so I was searching the South Pacific yesterday, and I found wreckage of Fox News.
It was in the shape. Oh god. Never mind. Initially, we thought that it was just fisherman's trash.
Trousers.
Fox News. It was America's trash.
Bryan Cranston.
Is he really in the new Godzilla movie?
Yeah, you
Yeah.
haven't seen the trailer?
Who is he?
Bryan Cranston?
Right, he was
Bryan
the dad
Cranston.
on Malcolm in the
Brian
Middle.
Cranston.
He
Oh.
was in Breaking
He's that
Bad.
guy on Stephen Colbert's show.
Oh yes, he's the guy that roller discoed with Stephen Colbert. That was so beautiful. Yes, it was.
Well, I mean, yeah, but that episode broke my heart, so I was waiting for Daft Punk.